Back again. I wanted to just go over briefly the EQ on a channel strip. A lot of guys tweak this a lot. I personally don't. I try to keep this EQ as flat as I can. You asked me what an EQ is. If you look here, it's basically based on frequencies. Like in your car stereo, you have treble, you have mid sometimes, and you have bass. And essentially, this, if you can see this, maybe kind of hard. There's a HF there, there's a H mid, and there's a low mid, and there's a LF. So what those stands for, I said one already, but HF is high frequency, and you can see there's like a bracket which is coupling those two dials together. Then you got the HM, which is high mid, which is coupling those two dials together. On this particular board it's like this. And you got an LM, which is low mid, which is coupling those two dials together. And you got an LF, which is a low frequency, which is coupling those two dials together. So basically how this works is essentially the blue dial here is the volume of the frequency that you selected with the green dial. So if I were to select, you can see on the dials here, we'll start with the low one, 20 hertz. Everyone knows that's kind of the lowest hertz or frequency that you edit and sound. And then there's 200 hertz. And then on the next dial, it starts at 35 hertz all the way to 1 kilohertz, which is 1000 hertz. It's just a different unit of measure. And you got 500 hertz to 15 kilohertz, which is 15,000. And then you got, I think you got 2 kilohertz, 2000 hertz, essentially to 20,000 hertz. The lowest is 20,000 hertz, and the highest is 20,000 kilohertz. Sorry, lowest is 20 hertz, highest is 20,000. So that's the spectrum of frequencies we have to play with here. They're just selective, so you can't change every frequency, but you can select it. So on the low frequencies, you can select, say you want to select 20 hertz. So I've dialed it to 20, and then essentially this would adjust that frequency, the volume of that frequency. So if you don't want 20 hertz, you would just sweep it out by dropping about minus 15 decibels. Essentially, that's the term they use, is sweep out frequencies. This is how you would do it. Same thing with all four bands here. Selective frequencies, and you change it with the dial, with the blue dial, to either have more or less of that frequency. Frequencies is a whole other thing I'm still learning about as well. It takes a trained ear to listen to them and to hear them, but I hope you guys are able to figure it out eventually, and hope we can learn together. If your sound, I don't like to tweak this too much. The more I tweak it, I find the more issues I run into. I would sometimes just take the EQ out to listen to the sound, to hear if I'm the one making the mistake or if the original sound is the issue. I would try to get the best sound I could from the stage before this is my last resort. And that's basically how the frequency or the EQ works on this channel strip.